Hey guys, Similar here, back again with another review, and today we'll be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Xemnu Build-A-Figure Wave, the Dread Dormammu. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alrighty guys, as I said before, today we're taking a look at the Dread Dormammu. He is part of the Xemnu Build-A-Figure Wave from the Marvel Legends line, brought to us by the fine folks over at Hasbro, who will remain fine folks for this video because I actually really like this guy. I'm kind of biased because Dormammu's like probably top 3 Marvel supervillains of all time, which I forgot to mention in like almost all these reviews. I think this is also known as the Supervillains Wave. So, there's that. But he comes with a giant white monkey arm. Cool. It's got 3 fingers. Some weird techie shit in the palm there. It's got the bicep swivel, the hinge here, elbow joint, swivel at the wrist and the hinge. Now, you could probably pop the hands out. Yeah, you can do it. Nice thick wrist peg there. But if you wanted to, you could pull that out. That's what she said. But bringing in our knockoff Snow Ghost from Scooby-Doo. Yeah, just plug it in. And voila! You have Xemnu with an arm. This is very painful for me. I'm missing 2 pieces to this guy. Yeah. I like this quite a bit, actually. This Xemnu guy. He's pretty cool. But, putting him off to the side. Dormammu comes with... Well, first and foremost, he's packaged with trigger finger hands, which is absolutely ridiculous because he does not use guns. And he doesn't come with anything to hold, so that's kind of silly. Although, there is a use for these, as I drop one on the floor. This is a Red Skull review all over again, seriously? Seriously? Ah, boy. Here we go again. I was able to find that this time. But he also comes with a pair of fist hands. Punch the crap out of you. Scalping Scareglows the other day. Okay, I need to get over that. And then he comes with 2 little fire swirly effects. I'm not the biggest fan of these. I think Dormammu should have something a little bit bigger and more extravagant. Although I will say, if I can find him here. Where did he go? Oh, there he is. If you have a Red Skull and are, like me, knocking stuff over, you can pop his hands out and utilize the Dormammu hands, which are close enough to the red on Red Skull's head here. You could give him bare hands, which I think looks a little bit better than the green hands. So that's most likely what I'm going to do. Also, the other thing I did is I used the trigger finger hand to hold the Cosmic Cube because it's a tighter fit. It does stretch the hands out, but it's a tighter fit, and I prefer that. So taking those out, I will put the other grip hand in there. And I think that's a bit of an improvement. I like the red hands over the green ones. Green ones were a bit jarring. But with that being said, let's talk about the man of the hour, the Dread Dormammu, who was voiced by Robert Englund. aka Freddy Krueger, bitch, in the Superhero Squad show. So, who else could you really get to play this guy other than maybe Kevin Michael Richardson, because he was Trigon in Teen Titans series? But he's actually got a clear elastic in his mouth there, holding his crown thingy on. Probably going to have Mr. Brian glue that in, because it is a little bit loosey-goosey in there. I'll just have him glue that in and it'll stay in place. Might even heat it up first, have it warp closer around his face like it's supposed to. Speaking of his face, it's a little bit lost in the sculpt here. The sculpt is there, but I think they could have, I don't know, brought out the eyes and mouth or used a lighter yellow, clear yellow plastic. Because his face just kind of disappears. And that kind of sucks, you know. And I don't believe this version of Dormammu has the black face like the modern version does. So you can't really just color it black and fix it easy. You have to go in there and maybe paint the mouth and the eyes, bring it out a little bit. Maybe even outline the head a bit. Just to bring it out. Because it is kind of lost in there. And that's really my only gripe with this figure, other than he's a little short. I would have liked him taller, but it's whatever, I guess. He's a shape shifter, or a size shifter, I guess is a better way to put it. But articulation on this guy. He's got a double ball peg in the head. He can look up and down a little bit, a lot. Tilt side to side. His shoulders go out to the side. Pretty good. About the same as... It's the same body as Red Skull. He's got the bicep swivel. He's got double jointed elbows. The bottom ones are always stiffer than the top ones. His wrists, these wrists anyway, hinge in and out. So do the fist hands. The trigger finger hands have up and down hinges, which I like. Ab crunch moves forward and back. He's got a waist swivel, which is tight because of the belt here. Nice added piece. Hips, kick forward and back, in and out. They are a little loose for my liking. Let me check Red Skull, actually. Yeah, Red Skulls are a little better, but not by much. So maybe tighten the hips up. Some floor polish, nail polish, whatever. Stiffen them up just a tad, because I could see these getting really loose over time, and that's no fun. He's got a thigh cut. Double jointed knee, which is pretty stiff on this guy. Stiffer than Red Skull's. He can almost kick his evil ass, so that's cool. Evil ass! It's a Merciful Fate reference. Swivel at the boot. He's got a rocker. And then a super crazy tight hinge. Which typically after the first pop, it wants to work, but on this guy it's pretty stiff. So I'm going to take him behind the camera and push that up where it was before. So I might need to hit that with a little bit of heat. Not sure. He's got some peg holes on the bottom of the feet for the stand he does not have. But yeah, he is, again, the Red Skull figure. He's got new lower arms and boots. He's got this add-on piece and this belt. He utilizes this new kind of baggy jumpsuit. Oh, excuse me, it's not baggy. I was told by a very close friend of mine who is a Hartford scholar with a master's degree in the English language that this is not baggy because it doesn't look like Aladdin from the Disney cartoon or MC Hammer's pants from the early 1990s. Or crazy psychotic clowns. So this is not baggy, so, you know, all 90% of you online who call this baggy, you're wrong! But, with that being said, I love being sarcastic. You know who you are. Putting him back there. That's about it. So that being said, let's take a look at some size comparisons. Taking a look at some size comparisons, here's the Dread Dormammu, next to a couple other figures from the Xemnu Build-A-Figure wave, which I've already taken a look at over the course of the past week or two now. We have Lady Deathstrike and the Red Skull utilizing the Dormammu trigger finger hands I am going to say this again, that Cosmic Cube stays in the trigger finger hand a lot more snug than the turn your head and cough hand. Oh yeah! Because, well, it's not really made for that, but you're not going to wreck that hand squeezing that thing in there. It's a nice tight fit, and you ain't going to lose it, so no cry, no foul. But I am going to say these are probably my top 3 favorite Marvel Legends of the year so far, because I got to be honest, we've gotten some stinkers, especially in those movie waves. How many movie waves do we need in the course of a couple of months? 0? Correct. What do you guys think? Up next, here he is next to the only good Doctor Strange we've gotten from Hasbro in the Marvel Legends line. Question mark? I think it's based off a more modern look, the Marvel Now look maybe. But yeah, we need a classic Doctor Strange and OW now. I will say, well, the new Dormammu is a bit taller than the Doctor Strange. I wish he was as big as the Build-A-Figure. That's right. This is what I think of when I think of Dormammu. I always preferred this look. I like the classic look, but this more modern, armored look that's popping up all over the place, actually, in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom, and a lot of the Marvel cartoons on Disney XD and Disney Plus nowadays has this version of Dormammu in it. So, I mean, at least we got one really awesome Dormammu figure, right? Technically 2, but it's debatable. And last, but certainly not least, that are 2 regulars, the Mythic Legions, Brother Mandibulus, and the Mortal Kombat 11 Spawn, which, as much as I like Dormammu, I don't think he'd last 10 seconds with these 2. At least not this version. The big jacked one we just saw, might be a different story. But with that being said, time to wrap things up. Some final thoughts. Overall, and it should be pretty friggin' obvious at this point, that this is my favorite figure in the wave. Yeah, he's not perfect. I wish there was a little bit more contrast on that head sculpt. I think the yellow for the fire should have been a bit brighter. Just bring out the face a bit more. It's not a really hard fix when you think about it, but it's the head, kind of the main part of any character. So I wish that was executed a little better, and his crown thing, I wish that had a couple more ports to snap onto, just to kind of secure it a little better to the head itself. But other than that, from the neck down, this is a perfect figure. Yeah, the ankles are a bit tight, but nothing a little heat won't fix. And I do wish he had some better effect pieces, maybe. The Build-A-Figure came with Ghost Rider skulls, for crying out loud. So, yeah, it would have been cool to get something like that with this guy. But the ones he has are effective at the very least and do look cool. It's just they're a little bit small for a character such as the Dread Dormammu, who is a big-time villain of Doctor Strange, amongst many others. Which, side note, I didn't mention this during size comparisons, but if you do have the Marvel Universe 3.75 classic-style Doctor Strange, that's a good companion piece for this figure, I think. Let me know what that looks like in the comments below. I don't have that figure handy, or at all, so I don't know how it looks with this guy, but I would imagine it would be pretty sweet. Dormammu, being a 6-7 inch figure, probably scale really nicely with that guy, as far as being a larger-than-life representation of himself. So that being said, of course, I'm going to highly recommend you pick this guy up. He is awesome. It's the Dread Dormammu. It's super retro classic. It ain't the Build-A-Figure, but it ain't that bad. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and the notification bell so you know whenever I upload more reviews like this one. I think I'm going to be taking another break. I'm out of stuff again. BBTS is starting to get my pre-orders in, so things are looking good as far as that goes. Not so much as far as my wallet goes, but as far as that goes, not too bad. Still got to do my trade with Mr. Travis Bowles from the My Wife's Gonna Kill Me podcast. Kind of wanted to get that done already, but yeah, it's just a matter of when my dad can make it to the post office to drop stuff off. And then I'm going to take a bit of time to really take in Masters of the Universe Revelation. It came out yesterday as the time this is being posted. Haven't seen it yet because I'm recording this on the Thursday before it comes out, so we shall see. And I need to take a bit of a break because I might have scared some of you off with the rant at the end of my He-Man video. So, if you haven't seen it, You've been warned. It was posted yesterday. But I'm in a much better mood this time because this figure is awesome. I didn't have to fight a bunch of jackass scalpers to get it. And again, it's awesome. It's Dormammu, man! How can you go wrong with Dormammu? But as always, if you haven't already, hit me up on Instagram over at Overlord Productions for all kinds of toy and action figure related posts and whatnots. And don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of this figure. If you like it or hate it, Jones and Fork gonna pass on it. This is a 50-50 figure for some reason. I'm perplexed by that. I really am, because I think this is a better figure than, well, let's see, that Shung frickin' Chi wave, which is hanging everywhere. According to Mr. Bryan, that's actually starting to die down now. But it's hung around long enough. Needs to hit the road, Jack, and never come back. Ursa Major's coming. I want my Ultron. But as always, keep the comments civil, because the world sucks enough as it is. Especially if you miss out on effing scare glows. I already used up all my swears in the last video. I'm not going to do it again. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Hopefully with this super chill, nice guy mood I had for this video. We'll see about that.